Hey guys, welcome back. So earlier I was working on weekly challenge number 19 and I got really stuck. So I went back into the community to take a look at some spoilers. And I found this solution by a Nicole Johnson, which I thought looked pretty interesting. There was the tile tool, which I never used before. So I decided to take a look at her output. So I went ahead and downloaded her solution to take a look. Again, I am just learning, so for me, it's not a big deal to take a look as long as I learn it for my core exam. I think it's worthwhile. So here I can see that she did an input tool just like I did, and she immediately connected the input to a tile function. So what the tile function does is it creates a unique value based on a particular column, in this case file name, and what the output of the input, the tile tool, basically, if you look on the bottom here in the results window, is you can have the tile number and then the tile sequence. So if you think of it like this, when you bring the two Excel spreadsheets in, the system made a union of all the records. So now you lost track of the roll number, which we need in order able to extract the necessary rows. So that's kind of the trick, I think, for at least for me. So I'm going to try, given that I should be able to do similar tasks like or transpose it to a each value. Basically, tile sequence would be the row number, and then the name would be the column, and then we would pivot it back using a crosstab into the book. And in her case, she renamed it and then browsed it. So I'm going to try to do that with my own solution. So this is what I have. I was able to bring in the file just like she did. I noticed as well as she had the file name as the output, right? So that way you can keep track of which file is which. And then so there's nothing too special. I'm basically doing what she's doing. I bring the tile, create a unique using the name, which then generated that. And I wanted to do a transpose, right? So I want to lock down using the file name and the sequence number. I want to transpose the rest. So if you look over here at book one, the sequence number, and now I have all of the fields plus, actually looking at her data, I think when she brought the information in, she said first row contains data she had to check. So for me, I do not believe, so first row does not. So here we go, I brought in all the tiles. And then given that since we're looking for a very particular field, I can just use a filter, right? So I'm looking for basically finding a function to find the rows where so this is an expression. So I just say is, I do parentheses, is my, those are the rows. So row 2, so I want my tiles tile sequence, is it equal to 2? And the column, which is the name, equals F2. Or just do copy paste. Or I'm looking for 8 and 2, right? Where? 2, 3, and 8, 2, right? 2, 3, and 8. Sorry. So sequence number, which is a row 2, column 3, row 8, column 2. Let's see if that works. So given that I pulled out those two, and now I want to get it back into the proper rows. So I use a cross tab in this case. And I want the cross to be the file name is a key. And the other two would be used for the data, right? Tile sequence and name. This key is there. Tile sequence and name. So we'll let me go back to her transpose, her cross tab. So she's using file name, name value, and then concatenate. So she's using file name, name, value. So I'm really bad about this cross. So I have file name, right? And I have my name and value. Concatenate, let's try. So looking at the input, I see. Okay, so after I get it to that format, I will use a select to get it into XLS file, row 2, column 3, row 8, column 2, right? So the first one will be XLS file, and then the first one's row 2, column 3, and then the second one's row 8, column 2. And I go ahead and run that again. And everything looks good. All right, thank you for looking into it. So just, I guess, the main learning point of this challenge, for me at least, is the ability to use a tile to give a grouping using a file name, right? So group data into sets based on value range in a field. So I'll go ahead and submit this. Again, I want to thank Nicole Johnson for her solution. I don't think I would have gotten this without learning about tiles. Thank you.